Just walked 18 holes on a very hilly course, pushing my cart. We're getting good workouts, good cardio. I shot 73 today, 1 over. Pretty good. How many birdies? 4 birdies. 1 penalty stroke. I chipped out of the forest at least 4 times, though. It felt like 4 times. I felt like I was in the forest a lot. So in the forest twice, and then a penalty shot from the forest. So 3 forest interactions today. Not ideal. Yeah, 73 with 4 birdies and 5 bogeys. And at one point, I had 3 bogeys in a row. I was on the bogey train, which nobody likes, but sometimes you're a passenger and you have no choice. You like the birdie train, but usually the bogey train comes choo-chooing. It felt like I wasted a bit of a good putting day. Obviously, in my brain, I can always just do it again. No big deal, right? You know, the one thing about putting is I feel like when you're feeling it, it can last a while. It's not, you might have like a one day where you're peaking and you're like hitting everything, but those are once in a blue moon. And that wasn't today. I was just putting well, making good putts. So that was nice. We salvaged through good putting. I salvaged a really good round. Like I was hitting trees and pull hooking it, missing greens from 100 yards out. It was a bit of a rough go out there for a little while, but we tried to stay locked in. Like the front 9 was tough. Those 3 birdies in a row or 3 bogeys in a row, and then another bogey like a hole later. That was tough. That was a tough that was a tough stretch, but we just stuck with it and kept going. But the biggest thing that feels like the waste today is I bogeyed 2 par 5s, which hurts. I did birdie one of them, and so 1 over on the par 5s is not great. You want to be 2 under probably. I think that's fair as well at this golf course. Like being 2 under on these par 5s is very doable. So that was tough. You feel like you're wasting the game a bit, especially 2 bogeys. That just like hurts. Seeing 6, I got 2 6s on the card. Ugh, yuck. That's brutal, but that's okay. We stuck with it. We birdied one of them, which is huge. And then the 18th hole, I saved par. Like I choked so hard on the par 5s today. I could have been in the 60s, like for real. And if I cleaned up some of those other bogeys, like 69 was on the table today, especially after I birdied the first hole. Like huge, big boost. I'm like, oh, we're going deep today. And I've set out a challenge for myself at this golf course that I'm going to play the white tees until I shoot in the 60s, right? You got to earn moving back. And so still haven't done it. It's pretty hard to do. It's not an easy task shooting in the 60s from any tee deck. So yeah, we've been playing from the whites. Great start with the birdie. And then the second hole, a beautiful approach shot. I had a chance to make another birdie. Didn't quite go in. I hit it a little too hard. The putt was a little too hard, but nice par. And then the bogey train started where I pulled my 3-wood into the woods. Thankfully, we found it. We chipped out, and then I didn't hit a great approach shot, and I 2-putted bogey. And that's okay. You can make bogeys. We were in the woods. We didn't make a double. Huge. Like, mitigating the damage is a big deal, especially on these big wooded courses. Like, I got trees on my left, trees on my right. Like, you got to keep it in play. And if you don't, and you don't make a double bogey, that's a win. So even through 3, and we were in the woods on one of the holes, we take it. And so the next one was pretty ugly. I hit a good tee shot, but it didn't fly far enough, and I ended up in the bunker somehow. I think I must have had a weird bounce because I thought I hit it really well. And then I had a super awkward stance and like chili dipped my 8-iron out of the bunker. Now I'm like 80 yards away, and I pull hook a 60-degree, and I 2-putt, thankfully. So again, no double, but a bogey, pretty ugly bogey. And then the next is the par 5, and I'm like, okay, we just had 2 bogeys, but birdie this hole, we're back to even. Let's ride. And I hit this terrible. I hit the first branch in front of the tee deck. Like, I heeled my 3-wood and just laser beamed it at a tree and just bar down, just slammed it and slammed down. So now I'm like 380 out still. I got this huge tree in my way. But this hole, like, this was a grind hole. I deserved a par, okay? Because so I hit this, obviously the tee deck. I hit a tree and go straight down, but then I have to hit over this huge tree. So I channel my inner Rory McIlroy at the Masters when he had to hit that one like straight up. And I hit that shot. I hit it super well, but again, I'm so far back. I didn't make it far enough because it's a dog leg. So I didn't get it far enough past the dog leg where I had a clear shot at the green. So now I'm 213 out with another tree in my way, and I have to hit this huge hook. So now I got to channel my inner Rory McIlroy again at the Masters when he hit that huge draw around the trees on what hole is that? 15? No. Yeah, on 15. And what do? I pull it off again. I go back-to-back Rory McIlroy at the Masters, and when I hit it, but this time that draw I hit, which is like a hook, was like so good, but it's coming in low and it's coming in hot. So we ended up being long. And then I hit another great chip. Like, it was a hard shot to a pretty good distance, and I just hit that was probably my worst putt of the day, actually. I just hit it way too hard. And bogey 6. Like, I hit 2 unreal shots and I make a 6. It's just like, ouch. Like, it hurts my soul. So got to keep it in play off the tee. But so there was my bogey train, 3 in a row. We break it with this next par 3. I hit this beautiful, perfectly balanced 5-iron. A little bit long. I thought the wind was going to knock it down more than it did, but it was a back pin, and I was about 2 yards long. I thought I was like 1 foot long on the fringe, but I had to putt through quite a bit. But I judged it well. It almost went in. I was a little short. Tap in par. Okay. Bogey train eliminated. Next hole, the bogey train is back. This time, because I suck, it was I hit a great tee shot, and then I'm 130 or something away. Huge into the wind. The wind was in my head on the front 9. Like, I was making bad decisions, hitting bad shots. And so I hit this 9-iron, like a knockdown 9-iron from 130 yards away. And I pull it like 30 yards left. Maybe not that far, but like so far left. I miss the green. And it's like I can throw the ball at the green and I miss it. Because I slow down my swing for some reason. And then I'm pulling it, right? I want to hit a 3/4 soft shot, and I pull it. So I think it's just my timing was off a bit. I was still maybe warming up, not a great warm-up before the round started. I thought we started hot with the birdie, but, maybe it took 7 holes to get warmed up. I don't know, but yeah, that was not a good shot. And then I skull my chip over the back. And then I almost chip in coming back for par. That would have been awesome. But no, my second chips are nasty. Like, I guess it's pressure's off. I'm a little upset. So I just walk up, chip, and it almost goes in. I go, okay, well, let's take the bogey and move on. But yeah, that kind of sucked. But then, then after that, we had a lot of good holes. We had a good stretch of good holes. We had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 good holes in a row, which was huge. Like, saved the round right through the middle here. So I hit this iron off the tee because you have to lay up on this hole because it's you hit out to like the top of a hill and then it's huge down the hill. So yeah, I hit my 3-iron, pured it, hit a pitching wedge, thinned it a little bit, but it was okay. Middle of the green, 2-putt par. Beauty. Let's move on. Par 5, number 9. This again, so I bogeyed the last par 5. Now I'm like, this, you got to do it, okay? What was I? I was 3 over standing here. I'm like, we got to salvage the round, make some birdies. So, again, this is a weird par 5 where you have to hit an iron off the tee. So, I hit 6-iron off the tee because a 3-iron goes into the woods too far. It's a very weird par 5. And then I hit 3-wood, and I hit it not that good, but I hit it okay. We were up by the green side bunker. I hit a great pitch shot. You had to land short. There's like 3 tiers on this green. It's a really cool green. It might be my favorite green on the golf course. It's super cool on number 9. So it's 3 tiers. So there's the first tier, wee, and then second tier, and then third tier, up and up again. So it was way on the back. So I needed to land on that second tier and then run it up the hill to get to the top. I couldn't fly it to that top tier. It just wasn't. You needed to be way too precise. It just was never going to work. So I hit this nice low running pitching wedge, and it didn't spin too much, which was nice. So it ran up the hill, and I was like 8 feet away for birdie. Drained it. Bam. That's when that's when I really was like, okay, the putter is cooking now. The putter is feeling pretty hot, because I hit a couple good putts throughout the day. That first hole, the first putt I made of the day, that was a banger of a putt. So that was awesome. So this was like the confidence with the putter, big. So that was a huge putt. And then we go on a big par run. We got 3 pars in a row, which is nice. Just textbook, like in the fairway, on the green, 2 putt. On the green, and then the next one's a par 3. So we hit the green. We didn't make any. I wasn't messing with the water at all, because it was a front pin, and it's a false front, and there's water short, and it's into the wind. And I'm like, no, thank you. Okay. I'm not going for that pin at all. So I clubbed up, and I hit a nice smooth swing right over the flag, as I said, and we were pretty far away from the pin, and I didn't hit a great putt, but right according to plan. Don't risk the water. So if you hit a bad shot with the club that gets you over the water, you're still going to make it. But if you hit the club that'll get you to the pin and you miss hit it, you're in the water. So I wasn't messing with the water, and mission accomplished. We made par, we moved on, and I made a really good putt, honestly, on that hole, because I hit my first putt a little too hard. So again, confidence building with the putter. It was nice, a good 2 putt there. And then another just textbook in the fairway, pured off the tee, perfect 3-wood, 60-degree wedge to 15 feet, 2 putt. It was a tough putt. I was okay with it. 2 putt, par, move on. Another textbook fairway green putt, 3-iron, pured right down the middle. I was hitting my 3-iron so well today, just stripe after stripe after stripe. And then 60-degree downhill, downwind. It was 100 yards. I don't usually like hitting my 60-degree 100 yards, because I got to swing a little too hard. I'm not super accurate with it. I like to go easy on a 52-degree. But I would have had to hit it too easy for this one, because it was downwind, downhill. So I hit 60-degree. It was the right club, right distance. But again, I pulled it a little bit. So we were left of the green, or left of the pin. Pretty long putt. And I remember standing over this putt. I'm like, okay, this is...
making some birdies.
We got to start making some birdies, all right? And to make birdies, you need to make putts. And to make putts, you got to get the ball to the hole.
I said it before I hit that putt. We got to start making some birdies, which means we got to start making some putts, which means we got to get the ball
I literally
to
said
the
it.
hole. Let's go.
Here's the clip. And then, bang, I just pure stroke right on the line. And I didn't hit it like way too hard. Like this was going to only go a couple feet past the hole. Like this was perfect. Birdie. Now we're cooking with grease, okay? Next hole, par 5. I'm like, okay, we just birdied. We've had 2 birdie in the last 5 holes. Now we got a par 5. It's time to cook. Like, we're going to go low now. And what do? I pull hook my 3-wood so far into the woods, it was gone. I did a little adventure in the woods for like 5 minutes, probably more than that, probably like 10 minutes, because we had to wait. It was a par 5, so I was going to wait anyways. But I was on a little adventure in the woods, didn't find my ball, but we lost a Pro V1X, but we found a brand new Pro V1 and a slightly used Pro V1X, so that's profit. And then, so penalty shot, we took it out because it's a hazard. All the woods there, they got red lines and stuff. So that's very nice of them to do. So hazard, penalty shot. Then I lay up because there's a creek in front of the green. Lay up with a 6-iron. I hit it okay, kind of pull it a bit, but like whatever. I got this weird lie. I'm 72 yards away. I hit my 60 degree. Came out really low because it was a strange lie. I should have hit a better 6-iron, but like whatever. I'm 73 yards away. Figure it out, you know? I hit a pretty good shot. It just came in low because of the stance, and it had so much spin. It was actually kind of cool. Like if it didn't end up being 20 feet short, it would have been a cool shot. So it was one hop, skip, and then land and just shoop, zip back. Pretty cool. Didn't help. I didn't want it to come back. I needed to go forward, but objectively, pretty cool. And then I hit a bad putt. That was probably another not a great putt. So 2 bad putts today. It's pretty good. Pretty good. And then so 6 on a par 5. That's a bogey. Not ideal. 2 sixes on the card. 2 over. I guess we're now 1 over on the par 5s because I did birdie number 9. But it's like, not great. We don't like the 6 number. But we refocused. I hit a good shot into the next par 3. It was a really hard one to judge because it was into the wind, but it's way downhill. I tried to hit like a knockdown 9-iron, try to keep it somewhat low, but it was a back pin. So if I club up to an 8-iron and I airmail the green, X, like way bad. So the 9-iron was probably the right club. I mean, 8-iron was probably the right club, but I was just staying safe with the 9. Hit it to the middle of the green, and then we had a really long putt. Like it was like 40 feet maybe. So I felt like I hit a pretty good putt. I definitely hit it too hard, but I lipped out. So I was like, "Ooh, almost a birdie." And then so I was pretty far past, and it was a breaker. Like I had to aim maybe a foot left of the green, or left of the pin, left of the hole. Maybe 6 inches, but I had to aim well outside the hole. Another great stroke, great putt. Confidence in the putter was there. Sank that one for par. That was big. That one really felt good. So after the bogey, we make a good par there, and then we move on. Then now we're on the 16. This is where this whole gut is super weird. They're doing maintenance on the green, so this one just kind of feels weird. Like there's a pin in the middle of the fairway, and the hole is like 2 holes wide. Like it's a double hole, so it's kind of a gimmick. It's kind of a gimmick hole. So this is technically a birdie, but it took me 3 shots to get it in the hole. I wouldn't call it a birdie, but it is what it is. You could call it a par 3. It doesn't really matter. The end score is still the same. Instead of it being a par 72, it's a par 71, but I still shoot 73. But so we're still just going to call it a par 4 because it's on the scorecard. And so that was the 4th birdie, which kind of feels gimmicky, I guess. I was counting on the scorecard. I kind of forgot for a sec that that's what the 4th birdie was. So, whatever. It is what it is. I got a 3. Moving on. Next hole, 17. Pure my 3-wood. Best one of the day. On a rope, right where I was aiming. Crushed. Then we got 75 yards to the pin. Into the wind, I hit my 60 degree, what I thought was a chef's kiss perfect wedge, but 5 yards too far. Just flew it 5 yards too far. So I'm blaming the wind because I perfectly hit it, but the wind stopped blowing as I hit the ball, so it wasn't perfect. So besides that, we 2-putted. It was a really weird putt. I didn't really have a chance of sinking it. It was a very sketchy putt. So we will take the 2-putt and move on. Nice par. Now, we're 1 over par. Par 5, 18. First time I'm pulling out the driver all day because literally from the whites, there isn't a single hole on the entire course where driver is even close to the right club until number 18. So we pull it out. And I've been hitting my 3-wood with no tee just off the deck all day, which is not great training for a driver. It's a very different approach. But that being said, crushed it. Pumped it. Like absolute cannon right where I was aiming. big bounce forward. And the low key, the problem was I actually did just hit it too far because there are two huge trees on the left and the right of the fairway on 18. I love this hole. I think it's probably the best hole in the course. And these two trees are so cool. So I'm close to these huge trees. So I now have to go up and over this tree. I'm 172 yards away, and I should be able to do it. Like I got a 7-iron. Like my 7-iron can get up, but I'm too much in my head trying to get creative and hit a cool shot by changing stuff. Like if I just hit a normal 7-iron, it would have gotten over this tree. Like I hit my irons high already. Like it just a good solid swing, no alternatives. Like maybe like it's over the tree. I just have to hit it normal. But I'm out here trying to get I'm doing all the tactics, like trying to hit it high. Like, oh yeah, to hit it high, you gotta swing quick and do. And I hit it thin right into the middle of this tree, like a complete idiot. And so it's like there goes my birdie look on this hole, or eagle look. Like I'm 172 out on this par 5 after I crank a driver, and now I'm under a tree 100 yards away, like praying that I can get on the green and maybe two putt for a par. So yeah, I was 102 yards away. I pulled a 9-iron because I had to keep it underneath some branches, and I hit it a little too hard. I should have. The problem was in my head, I was thinking 100 yards, and so I flew it 100 yards, but I should have been thinking 90 yards because I flew it exactly. Like I flew it pin high, but it was coming in low. So I was thinking the wrong number in my head because I'm manifesting exact numbers, all right? I was thinking 100 yards and it went 100 yards, but I should have been thinking 90 yards and it would have gone 90 yards and then rolled to 100 yards. And so now I'm long and I got a pretty tricky chip. I thought I hit a great chip, but it kind of just trickled long. It just trickled. It kept rolling. But no worries because the magic putter came in clutch again, saving par on the par 5 instead of being it would have been if I missed that putt, I would have had 3 bogeys on par 5s today, 2 over on all the par 5s collectively, and 3 sixes on my scorecard, and would have been a 74. That would have been a crazy day. But my putter was clutch, and we sank it for the par save, and that's a 73. So yeah, that was pretty fun. It was a bit of a long. Actually, no, it was a pretty quick round. I was playing by myself, which was nice, and the people ahead of me were gone, and the guys behind me, there was a threesome behind me, so I was able to stay ahead of them. I was walking. If was in a cart, we'd be flying. But yeah, I was walking, so it was chill. It was nice. Got in before the sun went down. It was good. I haven't been playing as much as I would like, so that likely contributed to the multiple weird mishits I hit today. But if the putter stays hot and I was hitting my wedges pretty well, we could be low soon. I'll be away from the whites. I need to escape the whites. I need to shoot in the 60s. I got to go 69 or better. So we got to start making some birdies. We got to start making some putts, and then I can go play the blues and do it again. Go shoot 60s from the blues, and then it's the blacks. Then we go play the blacks until we shoot 69, and then we go back to the reds, and we do it all over again. All right. Thanks for hanging out. That was fun. Bye.